Tone and mood are two ways that authors help draw the reader into the story. So we're going to take a look briefly at each of these. An author's tone is the author's attitude towards what he or she is writing. I think we see this most in nonfiction. We want to know what the author's thinking about writing about the war, or what the author is thinking about his or her childhood in the memoir. So the author is going to use specific words to help us know what he or she is feeling. So the example I always use, if I'm looking at a parent walking the building and the parent got called in because a student misbehaved and the parent had to go to the office. Maybe a mother is rushing up the stairs and her face is red. Maybe I feel bad as an author for that character. So I might talk about that poor woman who rushes up the steps. Or maybe I don't like that woman. So maybe instead I want a negative mood. So I might talk about that crazy lady who dashed up the stairs. My word choice is cueing you into my attitude towards what I'm writing about. Again, I think this is most common in nonfiction, although we definitely can get a feel for the tone in fiction. This becomes more challenging whether the author is the narrator or whether the author is creating another character who's narrating the story, which leads us into mood. Mood is the emotions or the atmosphere that we are supposed to feel as readers. So if you're watching a movie or if you're reading a book and you personally are bored, that is not the mood. The mood is what the author wants to evoke in us. Are we scared reading that scene? Are we content? Are we anxious? Are we lighthearted? And we have all these options. I think horror movies do this best because horror movies use lighting and sound and it builds this mood and we're supposed to be scared. So in your novel, what specific words are authors using to create a brooding mood or a peaceful mood? We don't want to know what characters are feeling. I'm not interested if a character is happy or if the character is stressed. We want to know what the reader's feeling. So looking at the individual words an author uses will help us come up with the mood. For example, if an author is using words like creaking, shadows, creepy, decaying, we're getting a rather negative mood there, perhaps something like insidious. So we want to know what words characters say, but also how characters move. Are they dashing? Are they dragging along? Is something chittering? Is something scraping? Is someone whispering? We want to look at those individual words. And when we pull individual words from one scene or from one page or from a chapter of a novel, we can start developing what mood the author is developing. So when we're analyzing tone and mood, we should be looking at individual words and then explaining how those words add to the mood that we've established in our claim. So again, when writing about tone and mood, we should be looking at individual words and explaining how those words or situations are adding to the mood that we've established.